Russell does get away well, as does Max Verstappen, and Valtteri Bottas has got his teammate right alongside him already.
Welcome to Negative Camber.
No!
If it's motorsport you want, then this is the place to be. All of the latest results, analysis and interviews.
And a great start for car number 11. D'Alberto's got away beautifully at the start of the great race. Down the inside, Hamilton sees it coming. It's a late lunge by Verstappen, who takes the lead of the race.
And now it's time to introduce your hosts, Jamie Lemure and Lee Harrison.
Must be time to go around the world.
Yes, I think so.
Well, look, I normally start with NASCAR, but it's probably best I save that one for last because we're probably going to go along there as well. So why don't I start with Indy Car? Alex Palot has won his third straight Indy Car championship race and thus extended his lead atop the standings. Pole sitter Colton Herta was the only real threat to Palot through the race. However, his chances were dashed when he was caught speeding in the pit lane due to his pit speed limiter not working in the final pit stop. Palot crossed the line just over 5 seconds ahead of Scott Dixon with Willpower in third place. Scott McLaughlin was classified fifth. Palot now leads the championship by 110 points ahead of Scott Dixon, with McLaughlin and Power sitting 6th and 7th, 150 points off the lead. World of Outlaws, and after 40 races in the NOS Energy World of Outlaws Championship, David Gravel holds a slender 2-point lead over Brad Sweet, with Carson Macedo sitting third, only 24 points back. Australia's James McFadden is sitting 13th place in the standings. The most recent event of the season was held at Eldora Speedway, which is now owned by Tony Stewart and is known as the King's Royal. Donny Schatz has won the event for the 6th time with a dominant lights to flag victory. In Formula E, the inaugural Portland E-Prix presented a unique challenge for the Formula E teams, with the fast and flowing corners of the Portland International Raceway offering little chance for the drivers to recoup energy during the race. Early on, the race was rather pedestrian, with drivers lapping up to 13 seconds slower than their outright speed from qualifying. After around 22 laps, the race became a three-way fight between Jake Dennis, Antonio Felix da Costa and eventual winner Nick Cassidy. A poor race from Pascal Wehrlein has seen him drop away from championship contention. It is now Jake Dennis leading the championship from Nick Cassidy by 1 point with only 4 races remaining. In WRC, Sebastian Ozier has overcome 3 punctures in the one day to be the victor, as the WRC Safari Rally of Kenya once again issued a reminder of why it is classed the toughest event on the calendar. Carle Rovanpara put up a gallant fight but ultimately fell short of the pace set by Ogier. Hyundai's Terry Neuville was excluded from the rally after finishing in 8th place and scoring 5 bonus points for the winning the rally-ending power stage after it was revealed that a person on the team travelled over the course of a stage after the reconnaissance and without authorisation. This exclusion has dropped Neuville from 2nd in the standings to 5th. Rovanpara holds a commanding 41-point lead ahead of Elfyn Evans, with Ogier in 3rd, and he's sitting in 3rd after having missed 2 whole rallies. F2 and F3, 2 rounds of both have been held alongside the Formula 1 Grand Prix held in Austria and Great Britain. In the Austrian races, it was Jack Crawford and Richard Verschoor in Formula 2 who were the victors, with Frederick Vesti and Victor Martins taking the trophies in Silverstone. Australia's Jack Doohan managed to get himself on the podium in Silverstone after an intense battle with Ollie Behrman. In the championship standings, Freddie Vesti currently leads the championship with 6-point lead over Theo Pourchaire and Ayumi Iwasa in 3rd. Paul Aron, Zach O'Sullivan, Franco Colapinto and Oliver Gauthier were the winners in the FIA F3 races. Australia's Christian Mansell was able to score his first F3 podium finish after he crossed the line 3rd in Silverstone. Gabriel Bortolotto still holds a 36-point lead in the championship ahead of Pepe Marti. Now another moment you've been waiting for, Jamie, NASCAR news. There have been 3 races in the NASCAR Cup Series since our last show, with races being held in Nashville, Chicago and Atlanta. After saying in the week leading up to the event that he was looking to crash less and win more, it was Ross Chastain who turned those words into reality when he took the checkered flag ahead of Martin Truex Jr. at the Nashville race. It was the first win for his Trackhouse racing team this year and came on Chastain's home track. Chastain took the lead from Denny Hamlin with 70 laps to go and was never headed on the run home to the flag. Moving to Chicago, which hosted NASCAR's first ever street race, and it was Shane Van Gisburgen who came came out on top of a rain-delayed race. Van Gisburgen, who had earlier set the pace in practice and qualified third for the race, put in a drive that left experienced NASCAR commentators and drivers stunned. Pitting during a caution on lap 47, SVG entered in fourth, however was jumped by a lot of cars who had pitted earlier. He exited the pits in 18th position, and when during the caution NASCAR elected to shorten the race from 100 laps to 75 due to impending darkness, it looked a long road back for the New Zealander. After another caution due to a spin causing a roadblock, the race got back underway on lap 53 of now 75. Van Gisburgen then drove the wheels off his Trackhouse Racing Project 91 car, and at points of the race was often 1 second per lap faster than his competitors. SVG made his way through the field and eventually took the lead on lap 71. It was not smooth sailing, though, as one final caution saw him having to defend the race lead through one final restart. SVG took the win by 1 second ahead of Justin Haley and Chase Elliott. In another rain-shortened race, it was William Byron who was victorious in Atlanta. The Hendrick Motorsport star now has 4 wins for the season. Earlier in the race, Byron had tangled with Corey LaJoie, and the resulting damage saw him fall a lap down to the leaders, but thanks to some more cautions and quick repairs, he was able to get his lap back. 2 laps following the start of the final stage, Byron was able to sweep around AJ Allmendinger and held the lead until the rain halted the race after 185 of the 260 laps. Go on, let me have it.
Shane Van Gisburgen, gifted driver, has benefited greatly from Triple Eight with the overdeveloped and well-developed Commodores. Big fish, small pond, and I think going over to NASCAR wasn't exactly hugely out of his comfort zone when you consider that the engines are very similar, the cars are very similar, the weight is very similar, the gearboxes are now exactly the same. The Americans have never used sequential shift. They've never been to a street circuit race before, whereas Van Gisbergen's half the championship season is in there. He races on wet tyres. They generally don't. So outstanding result because you've still got to go in there and do it. But I think, you know, everyone rides on the hype train, but he was also very, 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 very well prepared for it. And preparation leads to good performance normally. He brought his engineer with him, so they talk the same language. They set up the car exactly the same way that he wants to have it in V8 Supercar land. You know, the Americans are mind blown at the fact that he uses the sequential shift like what they do in Australia, but they don't do that over in America. You know, so he's already got those little nuances that he can use to his advantage.
Sitting on the other side of the car,
you know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so great result. No question about it, but I think let's just tone down the hype bus a little bit and understand where he's coming from.
Look, I can't wait to see him go over there and dominate on an oval now as well. Like,
well, that's the big test.
Absolutely mental over there.
Well, Brody Kostecki's now got a NASCAR gig too, so that's actually going to be a test.
I think he's doing Watkins Glen as well, so
road courses.
Yeah.
You know, so
of course it's a much more smooth introduction to it than going into an oval, but I think Van Gisbergen is the one for going and winning on an oval.
In terms of his driving style and his racing style, he's definitely made for NASCAR.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, he's racing an open wheeler, but I see more McLaughlin as the open wheeler guy, and I think and look, he's got all the traits to make it in NASCAR without a shadow of a doubt, and if it was an advertisement of his driving ability, he prepped himself very, very well to make the most of the opportunity that was given to him. 100%. All credit to him. All credit 100%. To him. So, yeah, a very passionate show tonight.
We're done. I can't believe how fast the show's gone.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Now it's up to us to edit all the ads out and put it out there. I guess that's the good fun for Shay to do.
Absolutely.
But yes, I think 3 weeks we'll be back because in 2 weeks' time we're racing. So I won't make it back into the studio in time to actually do the show. So I think it's a 3-week hiatus.
The race will be finished by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There'll be 2 categories racing. I'm sure we'll be here in time. We'll be back in 2 weeks, folks.
All right. You will be back in 2 weeks, and maybe you can call me from home and I'll do it from Zoom.
Sounds good.
Let you know what it feels like in America. Hope you enjoyed the show, guys. Good night.
You've reached the checkered flag of another episode of Negative Camber, the Motorsports Show. A huge thank you to you, our incredible listeners. Your support and passion for motorsports fuels our enthusiasm to bring you the latest results, analysis, and interviews from the racing world. Keep that FOMO at bay by subscribing to Negative Camber on your favourite podcast platform. We'd also love it if you could leave us a review and share the show with fellow racing enthusiasts. Your feedback and support mean the world to us. Remember, Negative Camber is more than just a podcast. We're a community of dedicated fans who live and breathe motorsports. Follow us on socials, join us on our website, negativecamber.co, And be sure to subscribe to the Negative Camber Club for access to exclusive content, episode previews, and special deals from our amazing partners. A huge thank you goes out to our podium partners and our incredible sponsors. Your partnership allows us to continue bringing you this show and dive deeper into the world of motorsports. If your business adds value to the motorsport community, get in touch with us to become a Negative Camber partner. So until next time, stay fueled with passion, embrace the Negative Camber, and keep chasing those podium finishes.